This is a second stimulus check update for October 22nd. A lot of important news to cover. Yesterday, there was a vote in the Senate for the $500 billion skinny stimulus package. It did not receive enough votes, therefore it is not moving forward. The White House and Nancy Pelosi are both optimistic for an agreement. Nancy Pelosi saying that we have prospect for an agreement. Mark Meadows saying that an agreement may be made in the next 48 hours. Also yesterday, Mark Meadows went to the GOP luncheon to try to convince Republican senators to go along with the White House $1.8 trillion stimulus package, and I'll let you know exactly what they said. Before we get started, quick reminder, I'm giving more cash to my subscribers, and I'll have details to that down in the description below. Kevin O'Leary is saying that we need to give stimulus money to the people who need it, not zombie companies. Kevin O'Leary is one of the sharks. He's an investor on the show Shark Tank. He's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. He's basically saying that the airline companies are holding employees hostage, saying that if you don't give us billions of dollars, we're going to fire all of our employees. He's saying let those companies fail and give those billions of dollars to the American people who need it most. The people who are losing their homes, starving, living out of their car. Give it to those people. Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. Should the money go to the companies to save employees' jobs or to the people who need it most? I would love to know your thoughts down in the comments below. So yesterday there was a vote in the Senate and the Democrats blocked the GOP's $500 billion skinny stimulus bill. We all knew this was going to happen. So basically this $500 billion skinny stimulus bill had paycheck protection money, $300 per week, $100 billion for schools to reopen, even though they're already open. So basically the way the vote worked out, 51 Republicans voted for it, 44 Democrats voted against it. No one voted across party lines, and they didn't get the 60 votes that were needed. So this was expected. The GOP did not consult or try to work with a deal with the Democrats to come up with something or put anything that the Democrats wanted in the bill. And the Democrats even said before this goes to vote, it's not going to happen. So President Trump, right after this, said, just don't see any way Nancy Pelosi and crying Chuck Schumer will be willing to do what is right for our great American workers, our wonderful USA itself. On stimulus, their primary focus is bailing out poorly run and high crime Democratic cities and states. Should take care of our people. It wasn't their fault. The plague came in from China. So I have one issue with this statement. He's saying that their primary focus is bailing out poorly run and high Democratic cities and states. I think this talking point would have been relevant maybe a month or two, but now that the White House stimulus package, the stimulus package that President Trump is promoting, $1.8 trillion, it has $300 billion going towards the Democratic cities and states or poorly run cities and states, as well as Republican well-run or poorly run cities and states. So this statement right here doesn't really make sense anymore because the Democrat stimulus package, which is $2.2 trillion, it has $486 billion going towards cities and states, and it's just evenly distributed among all the cities and states. Whether the White House stimulus plan or Democratic stimulus plan, they're not favoring Republican cities and states or Democrat cities and states. It's just a blanket payment, evenly distributed. So that statement right there doesn't really make sense to me. I think if they included stimulus checks somehow in that bill, I think it would have gotten a lot more support from the American people. Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. Should this $500 billion skinny bill pass or not pass? Should we wait for something bigger? I would love to know your thoughts down in the comments below. Chuck Schumer, after this vote, said, that is just a sham. It's a stunt by Senator McConnell when he's blocked everything that's happened so far. And in terms of getting an agreement, he's even said he wouldn't go along with Donald Trump, with what Donald Trump wanted. This is true. Mitch McConnell even said that he doesn't want to have what President Trump wants in the $1.8 trillion stimulus package. He even said behind closed doors that he's encouraging the White House to end negotiations. He didn't want this quote to come out publicly, so this is kind of something that we know what we thought Mitch McConnell was thinking, and he said it behind closed doors and then it came out. And if you appreciate this fact-based, fast-paced stimulus update, hit the like button down below and subscribe for more videos like this. Moving on, Nancy Pelosi is optimistic after yesterday's stimulus negotiation, saying there will be a bill. So she said, I'm pretty happy. I think we have prospect for an agreement. She said, I'm optimistic there will be a bill. The question is it in time to pay the November rent, which is my goal, or is it going to be shortly thereafter and retroactive? So I'm thinking the same thing you're thinking. We're hearing something like this on a daily basis. I'll believe it when I see it, when it's in my bank account, then I know it's real. I'm totally with you on that, and I understand your skepticism. But with the White House saying that agreement can be within the next 48 hours, that's kind of what changed my mind about this. Mark Meadows, which is one of the stimulus negotiators, he's the White House chief of staff, very close to President Trump, and usually very honest when it comes to the stimulus negotiations. He's very straightforward. So this is what he said. He said, I'm optimistic. We do share one goal, and that is hopefully to get some kind of deal in the next 48 hours or so. I can tell you that the negotiations have entered a new phase, which is more on the technical side of trying to get the language right. If we could agree upon the numbers, we are still a number of issues to work on, but the last 24 hours have moved the ball down the field. I think this is good news. Mark Meadows saying this, I think, takes it to a new level. Mark Meadows, usually honest, as I said before. Maybe it had something to do with the 48-hour deadline that Nancy Pelosi set. This new 48 hours is not a deadline. He's just saying an agreement may happen by then. But this isn't the first time we've heard 48 hours or by next week or by this day. So this is kind of another soft deadline or another timeline that we're expecting to have something. So I wouldn't get my hopes up yet, but I think Mark Meadows saying this is good. The biggest thing, even if they do come to an agreement today, the biggest obstacle is the Senate Republicans, which Nancy Pelosi also said yesterday that it would be up to the president to convince McConnell to support a larger deal. So that is what Mark Meadows did yesterday. He went to reach out to Senate Republicans at the GOP luncheon, basically saying, hey, here's our stimulus package. You know, we need your support. We need you to get on board. He gave a presentation. I think this is probably just the first part of an outreach program to get the Senate Republicans on board, because as we know, Senate Republicans are very stingy when it comes to stimulus. So Senator Senator Lamar Alexander said yesterday after Mark Meadows' presentation to try to get them on board, he said, no, I don't think there's an appetite for that. Senator Mike Braun said there's no real particulars came out of Mark Meadows' presentation because the talks are still ongoing. It wouldn't be for a bill that would be, I wouldn't be for a bill that would be 1.8 trillion to 2 trillion. It's too much, and there's going to be too much extraneous stuff as well. Senator Capito said there's concern on the amounts, and the biggest concerns are what are we funding, and he didn't get to any of that. Another one, Senator John Cornyn said, part of the message from Senate Republicans is we need to have a discussion about the substance and whether, irrespective of the top line, whether the policies make sense. So still, many of these Senate Republicans are criticizing even their own president's stimulus package of $1.8 trillion. So if the Republicans are not on board, even with President Trump, if President Trump can't convince the Senate Republicans, then that's going to be one of the biggest obstacles for a stimulus happening. Nancy Pelosi, Steve Mnuchin can come to an agreement, but if the Senate Republicans aren't on board to vote for it, that's where we have our biggest issue. Moving on to COVID news. So it looks like AstraZeneca, which is one of the pharmaceutical companies working on a COVID vaccine, they did a test in Brazil, and one of the volunteers actually died during the study. So in Brazil, they're actually continuing the studies, but in America, they actually stopped the trials the FDA paused the trials for the second part of the vaccine. So I think this is very unfortunate. I'm not sure if this means the vaccine is unsafe or not. They're not giving too many details on it, but there are 3 other pharmaceutical companies in the running for creating a vaccine as soon as possible. Probably going to happen in 2021, probably not going to happen before 2020 to at least make it safe. And that is all the stimulus news I have for you today. My daughter Bella is going to give the tip of the day to cheer you up a bit.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. Do you like my stress ball? You squeeze it and then you feel better. So I'm gonna tell you one thing you should do. Do the things that you want to do because you only have one life. So you guys can be happy, and I can be happy making these tip of the day for you. That's why I do that. It's Bella.
By the way, my daughter Bella loves all the positive feedback you guys give in the comments on her tip of the day. She wants to give it more. She loves what you're saying, and she just wants to keep doing it on a regular basis. So thank you for the positive support with that. Also, if you want to feel motivated, if you want more you want to feel more uplifted, more inspired, I highly recommend clicking this video over here. It's by Les Brown. He was a motivational speaker in the 70s, and he has an amazing voice. I guarantee you'll feel so much better if you watch that video. It's on my Wise Vibes channel, so you could click that video now, and I'll see you in the next video. Have an amazing day. Take care. Be safe. Thank you for watching.